record. Hey, so for the people that are watching this recording, I just said a ton of great stuff. And now I'm going to turn it over to Joellen. Joellen, go ahead and hit us this morning. Tell us what's up and bring the team out on the field.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. And just remember that if you ever get into a situation like running out of gas or, just something that you might think, oh gosh, I have bad luck or this, why me? Just accept it. There's a reason for it. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe God put me here for a second because he needed to stop my car. You know what I mean? So let's just look at the good reason and everything today. Lean on your teammates. If you have ideas, let's all work them out and let's just, make it a great weekend.
I love it. I love it. And this is a reflection time, and maybe I wouldn't have called on you to share a message because you were driving at that particular moment. So appreciate you being here. Thank you for all that you do. Sarah, I want to congratulate you. You're almost completed on your 30-day video challenge. If you guys have not adopted the mentality of using video in your brand building, I promise you guys are missing out on a huge opportunity. Sarah, before we get rolling, I know that you have 1 day left of your 30-day video challenge. What has happened in the last 30 days? How do you feel? What's next for you? If you can share with the team. I know that you have a moment because you're usually walking around or you have the baby. So I want to catch you while I have a moment.
Yeah, I just hope my connection's okay. So let me know if I need to stop my video.
It's good right now.
Cool. Yeah, it's been a great 30 days. I needed this that's my baby. I needed this to find my voice again that had been kind of lost for a while. I needed this to catapult me into this business. I needed this to be creative and to regain my confidence. I mean, it's really done a lot for me mentally. So it's been a really challenging but fun experience that I'm going to continue with in different aspects moving forward.
I love it. You guys, let's give her a round of applause. Let's send her some love. Let's send her some light because I don't know if you guys have followed her. If you haven't, make sure to give her a follow on social media. Her stuff is fun, and what it does, it's a true embodiment of who she is as a person. Now, granted, she's a lot funnier than maybe myself or maybe even some of you, but that's her style, right? Like, lean into the human being that you are, have some fun with it, be analytical, be data-driven, be whoever you are, but just be consistent with it. I was looking at the engagement on her social media, tons and tons and tons of people replying and engaging with her. So that's step one. In the next phase of what you're doing, Sarah, what's next?
And really quickly, I thought this was really cool, Elias. Yesterday, I saw my Instagram analytics for the month of September.
Really quick, Sarah. First off, stop using the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Can you just take your, we've all done it. Don't act like you haven't, okay? All right. Cut your camera.
Okay.
All right. So go on with your share once you cut your camera.
Okay. So, my engagement went up 300%, the Instagram analytics said, and I've reached my posts, my challenge have reached over 72,000 people just in the month of September. So that's how much this, got in terms of traction.
All right. So say that one more time. You reached how many accounts?
Over 72,000 people.
72,000. Now, obviously, she doesn't have that many followers, but those are new eyes that are seeing her. There's some consistency. She may have gained new followers. Do you have an idea of how many new followers you've gained in the last month?
Yeah, I gained like 100 new followers. So which is good because I only have 1,000 followers.
Wow. I mean, proof's in the pudding right there. And here's the thing, you guys, before that, there was a really long time that Sarah wasn't creating video. Sarah, how long did you go without consistently creating video?
Oh gosh, I got pregnant and had my baby, so at least 1.5 years, at least.
And what was standing in your way of you actually creating?
Just that I wasn't mentally checked into the business. I was kind of focusing on the pregnancy and then being a new mom. And just kind of my confidence went away because I have, was just having a baby.
You know what? So we appreciate you. You're an amazing person, beautiful human being. Janetta, she did most of this on Instagram. When you follow someone like Colette, someone like Sarah that is building and doing this consistently, it's just the power that it's working. It's showing up huge in her business, and I can't wait to see what's next. But 70,000 plus new impressions and new accounts reached. Really look at that. And if there's a mental block, then I don't know what we can do to help you, but we're here to support you guys. We know that this is going to catapult your business, but you have to find it within yourself. So good to see everybody, and I appreciate the share. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for all your contributions, everybody. And let's go ahead and get the ball rolling today. So last night, you guys, I went to a 2.5-hour therapy session, and maybe that's why I'm excited this morning. I'm filled with gratitude. I'm filled with energy. I had a really, really good therapy session. And for me, my therapy session was called FKJ. His name is French Kiwi Juice. If you guys don't know, now you know. Check out my stories. I went to a concert in the city. I'm still here in San Francisco. I went to the concert with my fiance and with Cam on the team. And it was super powerful. I felt like we were sitting there witnessing one of the best musicians of our time. And it's someone that we're going to look back as a total icon. I went to that same venue about 3 weeks ago, and it was halfway filled. There was people wall to wall, the energy, the vibe, the beauty of the music. It was absolutely incredible. So here's what I want to encourage you guys to do. In the next 30 days, I want you to go book something that really, really lights up your soul. Whether it's going to see a play, whether it's going to see music, whether it's going to a festival, whether it's going something that you truly, truly enjoy, go out there and light up your soul, because that shit feels really, really good. So before we get into the session today, Cam, I wanted to turn it over to you. It was really, really good sharing some space with you yesterday and going to the concert. Cam, any takeaways from your experience last night? I know there was no psychedelics taken during this amazing concert.
Yes, it was such a beautiful time. I just love that type of music. I grew up on that type of music. So anytime I can just sit and just listen to the artistry that, like, I don't know if anyone's listened to FKJ, but this guy is like a solo artist. And I mean that in the sense that he's out there playing the keyboard. He's out there playing the saxophone. He's out there playing the guitar. And this time he had a bass player and he had drums out playing, but typically he's like a solo artist, but he puts on like a whole production right in front of you. And it's hard not to just feel good in that environment. You're around all these people that are just grooving, and it's really a beautiful thing. And every time I go to a show, I just sit and I do what I call like an open eye meditation. And I just sit and I try and listen to the music and not think of anything else. And when you're in an environment like that, it's so easy to do because music is just so therapeutic. If anyone hasn't listened to this artist, I highly recommend just like throw on a couple songs. There's a song that he has, it's pretty popular with Miss Sego called Tadao, and then one called Vibin' Out.
Look at Colette.
He didn't bring the Sego out, which I would have loved to see, but he did play that song, and it was just really beautiful to see live. So music is therapy. Music is a really, it's just a lovely, lovely piece of art to be in front of. So everybody go to a concert.
That's right.
If you say you don't have time, you do. Go to a concert.
Yeah, absolutely. Because check it out, you guys. The tickets were $50, right? $50. It wasn't one of those crazy concerts you spend $250 on. Like, I know that those exist out there, but this literally was $50. It was very easy to get in and out. It wasn't too crowded. But I tell you what, like, that really lights up my soul. If you guys know me and spend any time with me, that really is super, super meaningful to me. It's meaningful to my family. And so point of this conversation is go out, do something that lights up your soul. I'm going to a music festival. Wait, is it tomorrow? We're going to a music festival tomorrow in Sonoma County. So I'm stoked. Do things that are going to light up your soul. Go dance like nobody's looking. Have some fun times. Smoke some weed. Do whatever you're going to do. Just go out there and have some fun and enjoy some music. That's the point of this conversation. So let's go ahead and shift gears, you guys. I wanted to talk to you about some missed opportunities on on my end. I think we have some missed opportunities, and at times I'm going to take some full responsibility. I know that I ask a lot of you. I know that there's meetings, there's things that I ask of you guys to do, there's challenges that I put you guys through. But recently, I don't really believe, and this is on me as a coach, as the director of sales and coaching, I don't believe that I've asked enough of you. And let me elaborate, and I'm going to go a couple layers deeper on this, because I take full responsibility for everything in our environment. If we've asked you to prospect and you've seen success over the last couple of years or last couple of months or however long you've been in this game, if you were successful prospecting for 2 hours, you're now going to need to shift that to have the same level of success to 3 to 4 hours, right? And so I don't know if I am pushing you guys enough when I talk about missed opportunities. If you say, hey, I'm prospect, I've been prospecting for 2 hours, I've been doing that for months. Well, now I want to encourage and push everybody to raise that intensity to 3 to 4 hours to have that same level of success, because it is getting harder, you guys. And now, if you want to raise the bar and be even better than what you were before, perhaps that's going to mean that that goes up to 5 to 6 hours. So I want to do this. I want you guys to go to the board, and I want to have this conversation with you guys. Go to the board, and what that means is that we started to unpack some of this the other day, and I do this exercise, and it's go to the board. Here's what I want you to do, is I want you to imagine right now that online leads do not exist. They don't exist through these walls, through this Zoom, or anywhere in the world. That does not exist, right? Online leads are not an option for you to grow your business in any way, shape, or form. There's not any online platform that you can register for leads. There's no PPC. There's no Redfin. There's no Zillow. There's no Flex. There is no OpCity. There is no Ojo. You have to go to the board and say, okay, what do I need to do right now? We had this conversation the other day. What do I need to do to go out and find the business? What are the immediate things that I need to do? Like Robert was saying, Robert's like, man, I'll go knock on 200 doors in a day. Before 8 a.m. the other day, Aaron Grace had knocked on 101 doors before 8 a.m., right? So it's like, what do I need to do right now? Right now. And I want to ask you, when you write down that list, because we all have a list. I'm going to do my community. I'm going to go to the chamber. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go knock on doors. I'm going to go into the Team Fast old database. You guys, there's 7,500 leads in there. Somebody's going to convert them for an appointment. And it happens every single day. Julie Yon, $2.4 million lead that she picked up from the lead pond. Why? Because 8 months ago, it wasn't that person's time. 6 months ago, it wasn't person's time. 3 months ago, it wasn't that person's time. And all of a sudden, she just does a call blitz for a day. Guess what? She finds a $2.4 million deal. Do the math on that in regards to what it comes out to for your commission. Think about how that changes your life. So you go to the board, you do the exercise, you know all these things that you can do to go and potentially get the business, right? So then my question is, what is stopping you? I want everybody to really reflect on that question. What is stopping you? By a show of hands, how many people on this call right now have people in their life that financially depend on them? Parents, loved ones, kids, family. How many people have loved ones that truly, truly depend on you for financial support? Please raise your hand or give me a reaction below. I'm going to raise my hand. There's people in my life that depend on me. I pay my mom's phone bill. I don't have to, but I bought my mom a new phone. I said, Mom, your phone bill is going to be paid from now until the end of time. I haven't talked to my little brother for a couple of years. He's doing his thing. I've paid for his phone bill now for 5 straight years. I just debits out of my account. I never look back. So I want to ask you guys a question. If you guys have people in your life that are financially dependent on you, they're looking at you as a pillar of support for your families and the people that you love. Are you going to go back to them and tell them that you were unwilling to take action? Are you going to tell them that shit? Are you going to tell them that I was unwilling to take action? And what got in your way, right? My hope is that you guys are not going to sell them on this excuse as to why you didn't step up and do the things that you needed to do. Fuck, you need to find business, put your shoes on and go walk. We talk about this all the time. So what's getting in the way? And are you going to share that with them? Or are you going to say, you know what, I'm going to make things happen in my life? Why do we need to wait till Armageddon happens? What I mean by that, why do we need to wait until it's a shit sandwich? Till we're already in panic mode. And oh my God. And then you look back like, God, I had so many things I could have done. I took some notes and I went to coaching and I attended classes. I just didn't do shit. And now it's shit sandwich time. And I've got to eat a shit sandwich and it's total Armageddon. And I'm in panic mode and I'm stressing. Oh my God, I can't pay my bills and fuck. I got to go get a job. It's scary, you guys. This is scary. But the truth of the matter is everything is within your guys' control. Here's what you can't control. You can't control the market. You can't control interest rates. You can't control any of that. What you can control, what you can own, what you can be obsessed about is your own habits and your own activity. That's the only thing that we can own in our life. So it's like, shit, I don't care what's going on with interest rates. I don't care. I talked to an agent yesterday. He's like, yeah, it's really a tough time because the interest rates it is. But have you tripled and quadrupled and quintupled your activities to mitigate the fact that some buyers are getting off or staying on the fence? What have you done to mitigate that? Well, if you haven't raised that intensity level, then listen, I have no sympathy for you. And I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, but I have no sympathy for you if you have not stepped up your game to mitigate anything that's going on. It's not the market, it's not interest rates, nothing else. That stuff is uncontrollable to us. Stop thinking about those things. Control the controllables. Control the controllables. And I want to just start the message out with that. Any thoughts before we move forward? Because obviously I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about you. I'm passionate about your success, and I'm passionate about your guys' growth. Any thoughts on this topic before we move forward? Take yourself off of mute. Feel free to share anything that is going on in your mind right now.
I just wanted to add. Oh,
yeah, good. Multiple people. Go ahead, Aaron Grace.
I just wanted to add that, you know, right now is the important time to get educated so that we could educate those and like gear them away from what they're thinking in terms of the rates. But education and confidence, I'm going to say, are the two things that we've got to be like super skilled at.
Totally. Absolutely. Absolutely. And someone else chimed in at that same time as Aaron. Did you want to say something? I don't know who that was. Go ahead, Janetta.
Hey, I know I haven't been on here in a while. Just single mom here. Kids are going back to school, and I needed to give myself some time to really absorb everything. And so I go to the gym every morning at 9 o'clock. Like, I'm committed to that. And I figured if I could be committed to that, then I could be committed to other things. And then life has happened. And I'm in this oh shit factor. Like, I have to start doing this prospecting. So I have a schedule, I have a plan, and it's on my calendar. And yes, I am confident that I'm going to stick with it. And it's unfortunate that these life events have happened, but I think that they have motivated me to do what I wasn't willing to do. And I'm really excited, more so than fearful. Because before I was doing things out of fear and out of lack of knowledge, but I am confident that I have my scripts down and my phone calls will be happening next week, by the end of next week.
I love this, and way to recommit and do a course correction. Here's the thing. Life is going to continue to punch us over and over and over again. As we get older, friends are going to pass. As we get older, our aunts, our uncles, our grandparents, and even our parents are going to pass and move on to the next stage of their existence, right? And so there's going to constantly be things that happen. There's going to be tragedies around us. There's going to be things that happen in other countries that affect. There's all kinds of things that are going to happen in our life, right? We can choose only one thing. How are we going to react to that? Right? How are we going to react to that? So Jeanette, I appreciate you being here and saying, you know what, I've been hit a couple times in the jaw, but I'm going to recommit and step up. So I appreciate it. Somebody else had thought that they want to chime in. Anybody else? Okay, cool. I just don't want to miss anybody. So you guys, that's the sentiment I want to share with you guys. And I'm going to shift gears. And I wanted to ask you guys, what is the cost of being average? And the reason why I want to have this conversation with you guys is because I'm rereading, and I'm going to grab the book in just a second. I'm rereading the book called The Exceptional Presenter. You guys, this is a book that doesn't just apply to public speaking. It applies to every single presentation that you guys do right now. By a show of hands, how many people would like to get a little bit more active in their communities? Please raise your hand if you'd like to just get a little bit more active in communities. How many people would probably like to, host workshops, maybe do a buyer seminar, maybe do an awareness seminar, maybe do a, women empowerment session, a male empowerment session, right? People want to lead a guided meditation, all these things that you guys want to do. Well, everything is rooted in your ability to have very, very strong presentation skills. So I wanted to ask the question to you guys, and maybe you guys can write that down if you have the ability to write it down. What is the cost of you being average? And I want to share a couple of things that came from Dateline, and I want to share with you a setup for our conversation. An investment firm loses the largest client as a result of a poor presentation. Quoted by the client, "We wouldn't believe you managing our financial future. You couldn't even manage a 45-minute presentation." "Hi, I would love to talk to you about the sale of your home. I would love to come over and do a full consultation with you about what that looks like and share my marketing timeline." When you sit at the table, you don't even have a cadence. Because we do, but we're Team Fast, and you don't just have me, you have all these people, and then we have this 75-page listing presentation, and then, here's what you can net, and then, we do staging, we could do some videos, and I have a drone, and your fucking presentation's all over the place, and then here's what the consumer says. Daniel, thank you for the information. We're gonna think about it, right? We're gonna think about it. Andrew, that was great. A lot to think about, right? So what is the cost of you being average? In this case, they lost one of their largest investment clients due to a horrible 45-minute presentation. Think about your buyer's presentation right now. Can you, when that curtain opens up, and you're on Zoom, or you're sitting at a coffee house with one of your clients, or you're sitting in their living room, are you delivering the clearest, impactful, connected, easy to understand presentation that you've ever given? Or is it choppy? Is it clunky? Is it all over the place? I'm like, fuck, is this what it's going to be like when we get into escrow with you? This doesn't sound cool. This doesn't sound fun. This does not sound exciting. We're going to shop with other realtors who can keep it very simple. Here's another one from Dateline. This is in North Carolina. A real estate developer loses a $100 million deal. Reason: they felt that he was disengaged during the presentation because he read his presentation word by word. I hear this all the time. I watch a lot of videos. I watch a lot of agents doing a buyer's consultation. And what they'll do is be like, Team Fast is an innovative team, and we are ranked #1 on Zillow. Team Fast is spread out through multiple, and it's so, there's no paraphrasing. There's no Janetta putting her own words. There's no Quan putting his own flavor, his own spin. And so what happens is that you settle for a presentation that is less than average, it's less than mediocre. And what are the expectations that you have, or that your clients have of you? Like, dang, dog, that's how you deliver? You can do better than that. Here's the thing, and I read this quote earlier. I thought it was super, super cool, and I want to share this with you. How the word is spoken can dramatically impact the power of the spoken word. Let me say that one more time. How the word is spoken can dramatically impact the power of the spoken word. Think about that, you guys. I want you to walk into a presentation like Superwoman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and walk in there. And I want your consumers, when they're on the phone with you for an appointment to go see a home from an online lead, when they're sitting face-to-face with you for a buyer's consultation, when they're sitting face-to-face with you for a listing presentation, to be like, wow, Danielle, that was absolutely fire. That presentation hit on every single level. They should be like, oh my God, wonder what's next? What's next? But some of you aren't spending that time practicing what's going to be the most important thing that you need to practice. And you ask yourself, am I growing? Am I achieving? Well, if you're making the prospecting calls, if you're knocking on the doors, think about this. If I'm making phone calls, that's a presentation. If I'm knocking on your door, that's a presentation. When I'm sitting next to you for a buyer's consultation, that's a presentation. You guys get the point here. When you guys are going into your community, that's a presentation. When you have an opportunity to speak at the Chamber of Commerce, that's a presentation. So why aren't you spending time perfecting the words that are coming out your mouth? We did script role play the other day, and I saw people step up in such a huge way. We do those on Thursday, 10:30. Hop in those rooms, share, contribute, step up and say, okay. Griselda's like, all right, I'm going to go. Her baby's running around, but she's like, all right, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And I would stop her. I'd be like, all right, run that again. Stop, run that again. Stop, run that again, to where finally at the end of it, she can actually flow, and she was getting better at it. You guys need to, and Cam, you're absolutely right. Absolutely fire. You guys need to spend that time making sure that your presentation is not average. And so I wanted to ask you guys a couple quick questions, and then I want you guys to kind of share with me what your thoughts are and what you guys are doing right now to really, really improve. So let me grab my notes really quick. Hang tight. I have more notes over here. All right. So I want you guys to rank all of your presentations, whether it's community presentations, whether it's your buyer's listing presentation, phone skills, all these things. So I want you to first off ask yourself, what are your greatest strengths right now as a presenter, right? What are your greatest strengths? Ilona may say, it's my ability to use my energy. It's my ability to infuse my own humor. It's my ability to make clear and concise statements, right? Whatever that is. What are your greatest strengths right now as a presenter? Example, I'm super, super humble. I'm super, super funny. I'm super, super direct. Whatever that may be, ask yourself, what are the greatest strengths right now in your presentation? Second question, what are the areas of greatest need and refinement? What are the greatest needs? What are the areas of greatest need and refinement? You might find yourself in a situation where you can't catch a rhythm. You don't ask the right questions, right? As soon as I get on a phone call, I might be like, cool, look at the backdrop. Oh my God, Sarah, the hair, the vacuum, the baby, what's going on? What kind of plant is that? Do you have the ability to build instant rapport with somebody as soon as you meet them in your presentation? So when you think about this, what areas are the greatest need and refinement? Obviously, we asked this question a couple of weeks ago, but I want to share it one more time. 1 to 10, how comfortable are you presenting right now? If you were to go in front of a consumer right now, how comfortable do you feel doing a buyer's consultation or a listing presentation? If that number is super, super low, you guys need to spend some time doing some homework and refining this, because this is the job. This is what you've signed up for. This is what you took all those fucking studying hours and got that license to do, and you owe it to the consumer to be at your very best. You owe it to yourself. When we went and saw FKJ yesterday, his music is a presentation. It was so well crafted. It was so well delivered. You had the visuals. You had, what are multiple violinists? You had a drum player. You had the bass player. Everything was such a beautiful displayed presentation that I promise you will be a part of my thought, heart, and soul until the end of my days, because it meant so much and it was so well delivered. That was a presentation. Do you prefer to use scripts? Do you use bullet points, or do you paraphrase when you're in your presentations? The last thing that I would ever do in a listing presentation is actually use our listing presentation. That's me. Yes, I said it. The listing presentation is a bunch of fluff. It's there to illustrate who we are as a company team and give some high-level, great information to leave them. But Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, I'm sure that the most important thing to you is our marketing timeline today and what you're actually going to net on your home. Is that safe to say? Cool. How about I leave all this other stuff for you, and we're going to get right into the things that are most important to you. Do you have a dialogue that can win based on your level of execution? So do you prefer scripts, bullet points, or paraphrase? And one of the last, or two last questions here. When was the last time you recorded any of your presentations? When was the last time? Paraphrase, I appreciate that. When was the last time you actually said, hey, all right, hi, Nias, good to see you. I'm so glad that we're going to go through this buyer's consultation today. We're going to cover a lot of information in a short amount of time, and I want you to be able to go back and reference this. So I was wondering, with your permission, if we can record this, that way I could send it back to you after our time together so you can go and use it as a reference point. Is that cool, Nias? Wonderful. I'm going to hit the record button. Who's that for? It's for you. You just preface it in a way that sounded like, oh, yeah, obviously you're going to be their resource, but that's for you to go back and like, okay, fuck. When I explained an appraisal contingency, I felt lost. Did they feel lost? Right? And now I go back and I'm like, damn, that sounded good. Or, ooh, that felt flat. That felt really, really flat. I never explain what a strategy was, what it looked like when I actually submit the offer. I never explained that. So when was the last time you actually recorded a presentation? When was the last time you recorded your phone calls? If you guys are using Follow Up Boss, you have the ability to record your phone calls. And then guess what? You want to set up a coaching session with me? Here's what's powerful. Hey, Elias, I'm really glad that we're having this coaching session. I wanted to go over some of my presentations over the last week or so and just kind of go over it and provide me some polishing points, and we'll listen. You guys have watched thousands and thousands of hours of tape, and I'll be able to see blind spots. Bring that shit to the table. We'll unpack it. Like, ooh, did you hear that? Like we were talking yesterday in group coaching, or excuse me, in script role play. People have great conversations with the consumer. Dialogue, it's flowing, it's good, it's great. And know what they weren't doing? They weren't asking for the appointment. They weren't asking for the appointment. They had all this great dialogue and they were just like, wonderful, cool. I'll be sending you some stuff, but they didn't actually go in for the close, right? So when you start to listen to yourself, you're going to find nuances and patterns. You guys, I've listened to many, many hours of my stuff, and I'm always a student, and I'm going to continue to get better. The version of Elias today will be vastly different in a year from now. I promise you that. I will improve. I will grow. My cadence will get better because I'm a student of this. I owe it to you guys, and I owe it to the world when I'm speaking about our company to be the very best in our presentation skills. Last thing, when you record yourself, what did you learn about yourself? And I really want you to find some things that you learn about yourself. What's your speech pattern? How do you hold your hands? How do you articulate certain words? Were your points clear? Were your topics concise? Did the message that you wanted to get across to your consumer, did that hit? Was it clear? Were they able to understand everything? 4th grade level. So that's my thoughts for today. The cost of being average, what is that truly costing you? If you went to a presentation and you completely fumbled it, maybe that was a $30,000 opportunity. I don't know about you guys, but $30,000 makes an impact on my family's financials, right? I see people shaking their heads, $30,000. So if you know that you're going to get the call to play every single Sunday you're going to get the call to play, then why aren't you practicing like a pro athlete? We want to make money like a pro athlete and we want to ball out. Well, then you need to do that work and make sure that you're showing up for yourself, right? Here's what I fucking hate. I hate when somebody that is completely out of shape tries to talk to me about fitness. Okay, I fucking hate that, right? Like, don't come to me and talk to me about fitness when you're clearly not living in fitness and you're not a walking embodiment of fitness. Like, you want to come to me as a professional, as an expert, sound like a professional and expert. Come correct with your dialogue, your flow, your speech patterns, the way that you connect with people. I promise you guys this, consumers can smell a great presentation a mile away. They can also smell a shit sandwich. Like, this dude is unprepared. This gal doesn't know what she's talking about. That does not sound like it's something that I understand. They smell that shit from a mile away. So what is the cost of you being average? So I want to go in the chat here. I see some stuff here. Paraphrase yourself, facts. Nikosi said facts. Jen taught me that listing presentation is fluff. Paraphrase, buyers 9 to 10. Okay. Based on this conversation, does anybody have any dialogue, anything that they want to share, any contributions? I want to turn the mic over to you guys. We have some time. I just wanted to start out. That's where I'm at right now. Thought about you guys. And so I wanted to turn the mic over to you guys. Please do not be shy. Share challenges, thoughts, trepidations, anything. Who has something they want to contribute on the call? Let's go. Let me see. I saw a hand. Where did it go? Ben, let's hear from you, bro. Rapid fire.
Just not a thought, but just a quick question. I hear you always talking about recording. And so when we do an in-person consultation or seller listing appointment, what do you use? What I want to hear out there, what do you use for recording? If you don't mind.
I don't think you can unless you put your phone recorder in your pocket and it's just in your pocket, right? But then okay, you walk the line with, like, you know, did you record somebody without them knowing? Yeah. I'm using it as a reference of when you're on Zoom and or when you're making phone calls in a lead pond, or if you have a dialer, that's your ability to record.
Okay. And on the dialer, what would you use for recording?
So you can use like a Mojo dialer. For us, we have a Chime dialer, or excuse me, a Follow Up Boss dialer. And I think there might be a KV Core integration that has a way to record, and someone else can probably speak to that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good stuff. Denise, you had your hand up.
I wanted to share what important.
Denise, it's really hard to hear you. Can you fix your audio?
Can you hear me now?
Yep, loud and clear.
Awesome. Sorry. So I just wanted to share for those who maybe are struggling on how to bring in business. Just the social media is a really powerful tool to use. And if right now you guys currently don't have any sellers or any buyers, I highly suggest that you start making appointments for vacant homes, or when you're showing properties, like to quickly get a quick video of a home around the area and kind of just engage and inform them, because a lot of people, if they are interested, they'll reach out to you like, oh, I want a backyard, or I wish I had this. And it's a great opportunity to open up a conversation, to ask what it is that they're seeking for and bring them in to see if it makes sense for them. So, I mean, I know that that's one thing that's helped me, where I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm gonna go look at this property down the street from me. It's vacant. I'm gonna, you know, just do a video, and I'm gonna describe the home, you know, the pricing and what I'm doing in this area. And what happens is people don't even know, like, if it's your listing, people don't even know if you're showing home, like your client, right? Or if you have someone in the office that's showing a client properties, hey, do you mind if I shadow you? Do you mind if I go with you? And as they're showing their clients properties, you're able to take videos, and now they think that you're showing a client. People just assume, but people just see that you're out there, that you're showing property, you're informing them. You're pretty much the show for them, right? You're the one that's engaging them, informing them, and then they'll be comfortable enough to reach out to you, because like, wow, you know, like right now I had closed one of my friends, and she's like, you know what, the reason, you know why I picked you, right? And I'm like, well, you know, I'm thinking because I've known her since middle school. And she's like, well, actually, I picked you because we do have a family friend. I picked you because you're so like out there, you're at meetings, you're showing houses, you're door knocking, you're so active. And that's why I chose you. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And honestly, that's helped me like in a big way. So if you are struggling, just start doing that. Just start going out there looking for vacant homes or asking somebody that's showing property if you can go with them, and then that's your opportunity to go out there and take videos. So
yeah,
I just
absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. You guys, there's just so much power in going out there and just viewing properties, because here's the thing, and I want you guys to take a lesson from Craig Proctor. You can go out and make a video in a particular neighborhood, a beautiful vacant home, but like, oh my God, you guys, I'm here in the beautiful city of Walnut Creek. I'm seeing this house right now. It's listed for 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 bath. It's in a school district that is rated 10, a mile away from the park, a mile away from downtown Walnut Creek. If you are looking for a home right now with top rated schools in the Walnut Creek area, hit me up, DM me this word. I didn't mention a price point. I didn't mention any type of price point, because what's going to happen if I mention this house is listed at 509 or 999,000, only people that are shopping in that price range are probably going to want to respond to that. I just said, oh my God, if you guys want to live in a beautiful community and look at this house and look at this area, and if you want to live in a beautiful community, you're looking for a home, hit me up, DM me the word grow, and I'll be able to show you some homes that are in that area. Now, once they get on the call with you, you have a targeted focus. They need a home that's in a specific area, that's top rated schools. And now you get to find out what the price point is. You have the ability to just go out there and just create. And now what do you have? You're displaying that you're actually busy and you know inventory. And cool, how cool it is to understand how to walk a house, what features to look at, how to make a video with you in it and be like, hey, you guys, I want to show you this home. And I want to share with you. I don't know if you know this about craftsmen that were built at the turn of the century. I want to show you some of these built-ins. You'll find this in a lot of the homes in Berkeley and Oakland, right? Those are cool videos, you guys. So if you're not busy, I totally agree, Denise, go out there and view properties. This is wonderful. Build content based on that. And don't give them too much. Give them a reason to be like, Otis, yeah, we're actually looking for a home in a great neighborhood with top rated schools. Tell me more. Tell me more. This house was listed at 999,000. They're going to want to know a little bit more. Who else has some thoughts on this topic? Denise, wonderful contribution. I appreciate you being on here as a guest. Thank you. Anybody else have some contributions and thoughts on our conversation today? And don't be shy. I'll probably just call on you if you are. Anybody, thoughts, insight, dialogue, contributions? Don't leave me hanging.
I'll just say,
go ahead.
So my background is in architecture. And when I think about my presentation skills, I'm in front of clients a lot. All the presentations I flopped is because I wasn't prepared and didn't believe in what I was presenting. And I suspect it's going to be the same in real estate. As long as you know what you're talking about, you have confidence in your information and research, you're going to naturally come across as confident and professional. So, for me, it's just remember to just be prepared, do the work, have it in my head, have it embodied in my head, almost like not even really a script. Scripts, I have to say, make me nervous. They reek of just like, oh man, salesperson. But if you have it embodied in your heart and your mind and you know what you're talking about, you're going to come off and flow real natural. And so that's the practice I'm going to be trying to do.
I love it. I love it. Really great contribution. I appreciate your insight. Otis, then we'll go to Joellen, then we'll go to Nicole, and anybody else that has some contributions. Please feel free to contribute and don't leave me hanging or I'm just going to call on you. Otis, let's hear from you, big dog.
I'll go with about the topic today about being average. Can you run back the 2 questions? I have written them down. I mean, my answers, but I didn't
put the... So which one? Oh, what areas, what are your greatest strengths as a presenter? That was the first question. And then what areas are in greatest need and refinement?
I think for me, energy, my passion, and then just being able to connect. Like, I feel like my connection level is like on a 20. I don't care who you are, whether you first initially like me when the intake or over time I win you over, but I will win you over no matter what. I think that's just a natural gift. When I always say that I'm a people person. And I think right now with me is my follow-up and my system in place. Because not too long ago, I had no business. I mean, for anybody that's new, like I literally took a whole year to get my first deal. But now, like, I'm so busy, like I'm trying to coordinate it the right way, and systems just ain't working for me. So I got to pivot on that. My plan on that is I'm getting with coach. I'm knocking out some sessions this coming week. It's going to be tough for me too to kind of keep on this wave that I'm going. After 9 years, we finally got justice from my brother. So this Friday, October 14th at 1:30 at 850 Bryant, if anybody wants to come, show support and solidarity with my family, I greatly appreciate it, because my mom's goal is to pack the courtroom. And finally to put the end to this chapter in my life, which caused so much grief. And it's going to be hard getting through it, but I know coach got my back. The team got my back. I've been putting it out there too. I got so much business I'm willing to share. So if anybody that's wanting to partner up, is trying to get on the deal, get on the board, hit me up, Slack, whatever. I'm not going to pass up money being stingy, trying to balance it all myself when I know I can't. And I'm going to be struggling to get back on. So any one of those new agents out there, or anyone that's on that second deal trying to graduate, I graduate today. Woo woo. Hit me up, man. I said this, man, about my word. Like, it ain't about the money for me. It's about connecting and growing my business. And if I can do that inside the team, I know I'm gonna do it outside in the real world. So just thank you, because the system's in place with the team, from group coaching to role play. That shit fucking works. Cam blew my fucking mind yesterday. She had
right.
Didn't she? You know what I mean? So tap in, but do it because you want to. Don't be here because you want to please any one of us here, the management, the coach, Kenny. Do this shit because you want to. Hard work pays off.
I love it. Otis, and here's the great thing about this. Let's think, like, 1 year without a deal, then got in a contract, and now he has tons of traction because he's taken action. Well, instead of saying, well, I could do this all on my own, now he's saying, here, let me pay it forward. Let me bring other people with me. Here's the great thing. I was on a coaching session yesterday, and one of your team members said, well, I don't know where to go for the opportunities. I said, all right, cool. Let's go to open house channel. Let's go to showing requests. And for our Southern California people, I want you guys to start utilizing that as well, to start sharing opportunities. Point being, we went in there and there was 4, not only showing requests, 4 that said, partner or show this for me. I have a deal in Walnut Creek. I need a partner on this. Who wants to partner with me? He's like, oh, I didn't even know that. Look at all these opportunities for open houses, 1.2, 1.5, 1.8. Like, those are your opportunities. Scour that shit. There's people right now out there on the team that need a partner. They need a partner. And I'd rather make 25, 50% of something than 0% or 100% of nothing, personally. So good stuff, Otis. I appreciate you chiming in. Joe Allen, let's hear from you. And then Nicole will come to you, and then we'll wrap up the session.
I just want to say, I think like one of my strong skills is that I get on the phone right away, but I take massive action with the client. So for example, the other day I got a lead and the lady needed to get approved. I found the lender in her neighborhood, got on the phone with him, had him call her right away. She already submitted all the loan docs to him and everything, and now we're getting her approved. But I didn't just say, okay, yeah, go down to Yolo County Federal Credit Union and apply. No, I said, you know what? Let me get the agent on the phone, get his name and number, have him call you. And that's, you know, what I do. So I think that's, but my downside is I get too connected. I think I get too involved. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think that we need, I forgot the saying, I think it's emotionally connect, but not emotionally attach, right? So we connect emotionally, but I don't attach to them emotionally, because then every single thing that they're going through, I'm going through, right? I can emotionally connect, but not emotionally attach. And I know it's a thin line and a balance, but because here's who you are as a human being. You're a nurturer, right? And you want to nurture those around you. And sometimes you just have to know when to say, okay, this is going to drain too much out of me. But it's hard because that's how you're wired as a human being. And we appreciate that about you. But thanks for sharing. I appreciate your contribution. Nicole Penland, let's go to you.
So a couple weeks ago, they had, I don't remember the quote verbatim. I think it was, your visibility is your responsibility.
Yeah.
So I've been like going full throttle with open houses. Last week I had a mommy weekend, but this weekend I have 4. I had one yesterday. If anybody wants to get out and partner on open houses, because I don't like being in these houses by myself, but I'm getting out here regardless. So hit me up if you want to get on an open house. But I was going to give a little tip. So if you guys are having a hard time finding an open house, one of the benefits with EXP is that we can host for other brokerages. If you look in the MLS and see like one of those funny MLS numbers, more than likely that agent is out of the area. Example, I have a house that I've been showing, and the listing agent pretty much just lets me do an open house when I want to because he's in Santa Cruz and doesn't want to drive up here every weekend. So he's like, right. Hey, are you available? But that's an opportunity for me to get out in that neighborhood, get to know the neighborhood, door knock that can lead to a listing, and I can, you know, possibly get a buyer. So even though it may not be a whole lot of traffic at open houses right now, as long as you're doing the before and after steps, you're going to get leads. So right. Just wanted to drop that out there.
Yeah, I love it. You guys, that's your vessel. I always say that that's your vessel to harvest leads. The idea is not to sell that house. That house is going to sell or it won't sell, but actually you really don't care. Right? Detached from that, my idea is I'm going out. This is a vessel. These 200 homes, the people that come in, my social media posts, my videos, my hype about this open house, that's all mine. And that's my ability to harvest because somebody was gracious enough to give me the opportunity to harvest from their open house. So I love this, you guys. So going full circle on this, you know, I said in there early on, do something that's going to light up your soul. Go listen to some music, go sit at a jazz lounge, go do something that truly, truly speaks to your soul. Have some fun and go dance like nobody's looking. The cost of being average. What does that mean to you guys? Like, are you crisp, right? If you're knocking on doors for an open house, guess what? You might get a lead, and that's the intent of someone that wants to list their house. Are you ready? Are you ready for that? Right? Like you stay ready because you're practicing behind the scenes because you're not willing to lose that because we all know what the cost of being average is, right? So make sure that you have refined, that you have practiced, that you have rehearsed, that you have recorded to where that part of your skill set is spot on. Somebody come at me right now and ask me a question about the company, about EXP, about our growth, about where we're going, about what we're going to achieve. I could wax poetically on this all day long because I've practiced it over and over and over again. That's your guys' responsibility to do it on your end. And last but not least, let's say this one more time. How the word is spoken can dramatically impact the power of the spoken word. I thought that was super, super meaningful to me. So I wanted to close out with that. You guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here once again, sharing, contributing. Otis, love and light to you, to your family. And we are glad that you guys are going to be able to close this chapter and move on to the next stage of your life. And so that will always be with you. We understand, but I'm glad that you and your family are getting some type of justice because you guys deserve that. So big hugs and prayers to you, to your mother, and to all of your family members. You guys go out there, make this weekend the best weekend that you guys can. And do not go back to your family and tell them all the excuses why mommy and daddy did not show up and why mommy and daddy didn't take action in this business. Everything is completely up to you. Fuck what's going on in the market. Control what you can control, and that is your habits and your consistent activity. I appreciate you more than you guys will ever know. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I cannot tell you how much this means to me. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and keep it moving towards your dreams, your goals, your vision. Peace.